Things are going on here in the hashtag Rise and Grind studio, but that's okay. Let's go.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Today is Monday, October 14th, 2019. That's right. It's Monday, October 14th, 2019. And what's crazy is today is the very first and very last time it will ever be Monday, October 14th, 2019. So I want to make sure that we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. How's that sound? You guys want to do that? Should we do that? Is that how we could rock out our Monday? Is by making it the absolute most. Making the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Listen, I hope you had an amazing weekend. Dude, fall settled in all across the country, didn't it? Like fall settled in, and I saw a lot of like rising grinders all across America posting pictures of different things that they were doing out on their farms and out in the yards and getting prepped for the winter. And there were people out doing runs and marathons and doing all kinds of different things with their families. I guess for Cameron down in Tennessee, it was warm enough for him and his boy to be running around shirtless, but the colors have changed. The colors have changed are starting to change on the leaves, and fall has settled in. And I loved seeing that. I love seeing all of the fall pictures. I love seeing what's going on in your world and in your life. I love the technology that we have nowadays where we can develop relationships online. And even though we live in different parts of the country, in different parts of the world, we still have this window, right? This ability to see inside each other's lives. I absolutely love that about 2019, October 14th, 2019. We just have this incredible connectivity amongst human beings that we've never had before in the history of all time. And I actually love it. Actually, this weekend, I also saw like a bunch of birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. Like, check out this birthday right here. This is something that one of our Rise and Grind members, Tina, made for her husband, Mike. And I want to say happy birthday to Mike. I got to know Mike at the 800% Club workshop. We got to know each other a little bit better there. He's part of our 800% Elite 20 Club, and he's my dude. So here's a little happy birthday to my man, Mike Overfelt.
See the stars shine brighter. See the colors that burst into life. You find the strength at the end of the fight. Just hold on, hold on, hold on. You see the stars shine brighter. You see the colors that burst into life. You find the strength at the end of the fight. Just hold on, hold on. Keep that flame burning bright. Burning bright. Burning bright.
Pretty awesome, right? What a cool thing that Tina did for her husband, Mike. I stinking love that. But there was a lot of birthdays, a lot of anniversaries. I love seeing all the fall pictures. I love being engaged with your stuff. I don't get a lot of time to like scroll through social media. Like I kind of have to, I go in and I respond to my comments and I'm posting my posts. I'm doing all of those things. But I always take a quick gander and a quick glance. I know Sarah Ball said something this morning. She's got like a post or something going on in her world, which I'm excited to hear more about. But I love seeing your stuff. I really do. I love when you post in the Rise and Grind group and what that does and the connections and the relationship it makes. It's stinking awesome. But don't you just love like milestones? Like I love milestones like birthdays, anniversaries, those types of things. I absolutely love those milestones. And we actually have a milestone coming up this week. This week marks 1 year since I left the retail side of the automotive industry. 1 year since I left my position over there at Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky. 1 year this week since I decided that I was going to pursue and pour into passionately and 100% commit to growing hashtag Rise and Grind, this group in this community. So this week's a big week for me. I'm getting some memories that are popping up in my feeds and things like that. And I just wanted to take a quick second and just say thank you. Thank you for your support of Rise and Grind. Thank you for always taking the information and the show and so forth and pushing it out to your friends. Thanks for the different things that you do with the group as far as bringing people into the group and so on and so forth. Like you guys have really made this past year a very special year for me and my family. And so as a gift to you guys for everything that you've done. Hi, Tina Overfell. I just played your video, your birthday video for Mike. I just got done playing that. But I want to do something for you guys this week because you've done so much for me over this past year. You've really changed my life. So I want to do something with you. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. I was thinking about it this morning and I got to get with my man Michael so that we can build it, so we can do it right. But make sure you tune in tomorrow for sure and bring a friend because we're going to do something really fun as we honor 1 full year. 1 year to the day tomorrow since I left Dan Cummins and my job over there at the dealership. Crazy, right? But it truly is amazing. It's amazing how much your life can change over the course of a year. You know, in that last year since I left there, my wife and I have had another baby since then, and that little child, Oakland, has just done so much to my heart. It's been incredible. We now have a new home where we have a nice pond in the backyard, and we get to do things like catching big old fish and so on and so forth. So we've got a new home, we've got a new baby. I've traveled basically all over the world. I've been to places like Greece and then all over the country, speaking on stages and in dealerships and connecting with new people. I mean, it's just crazy how different this year has looked. I mean, I honestly never ever in a million years thought that this would be me. I never thought that I would be out there fishing with my boy. I've never done that in 41 years of my life. But a year ago I left, and the first thing that I did when I left a year ago, the very first thing that I did is we created this. We created this planner right here, the Rise and Grind planner, which has become this has become our textbook, right? It's become the textbook to the Rise and Grind group. Everybody's got a planner. It's helped us throughout the year. It's helped us stay relevant. It's helped us stay connected. It's had motivational quotes on the top of every single page. But this was the very first thing, and you all contributed. You specifically contributed to the planner by putting quotes at the top of every page that could help us guide through the year. We've held each other accountable throughout the year. We've done all of these things with the planner, which has been incredible. Again, this is my prop planner. My actual planner is right over there, and it is filled out. I use it every single day, but that was the very first thing we did. And I never imagined when we made the hashtag Rise and Grind planner, the impact that it was going to have on the world, right? Like this thing has transformed the world over the last year. People applying the Morning 5, people using their planner every single day. We've had auto dealership groups that bought planners for their whole team and saw incredible results by doing so. Like this thing We had people buying planners for other people, donating for other people. It was incredible. And I'm super excited because not only are the new ones of these going to be coming out on Black Friday, which I'm going to need your quotes. So be looking. I'm going to be creating a post here soon where I need all your favorite quotes, Bible verses, all that good stuff so that we can put it in next year's planner. So that's going to be coming out. But today it says something. It says, and it's just so crazy because we just created this a year ago, and then fast forward, here we are still using it, right? Like still using it today to guide our shows, and it's incredible. So it says, if you care enough for a result, you will most certainly attain it. That's what it says today, sent in by William James. It says, if you care enough for a result, you will most certainly attain it. And there's so much truth in that one little sentence, and I want to dive in just a little bit. But before we do, you know what we got to do. Hold up. Man, my screen, I'm telling you, some things are going a little bit weird here today in the hashtag Rise and Grind group. Hey, that's right. Let's do some dancing. You ready? You ready? I don't care where you're at. I don't care what you're up to. I don't care. I saw Sarah. Sarah was in the grocery store. Sarah was in the grocery store dancing, right? This is the part of the show where you got to get your body moving. We got to get moving a little bit. We do some dancing. We get woke up. You know what I'm saying? There's over 101 people watching live this morning, which I love. So this is the part of the show. Let's see if we can get that number up. I think the record's like 107. Let's see if we can get that up, all right? This is also the part of the show where I need you to do me a favor and let your friends know that we're here this morning. Do me a favor and let them know that you're watching live. Do me a favor and let them know that they could come join us. There's always room for one more. This is, look at Paul Black, dude. I love that. This is also the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. This is my favorite. What's up, Janelle Griego? Paul Black, dude, you cracked me up with that. What's up, Mike Higdon, Jennifer Jaskell, Brad Smith, Josh what's up, Scott Holbert, Tracy Shepard, Cindy Conley, Emily Goffler, Casey Rossiter, Melissa Klein, Carrie Lynn Carter. She says, I'm dancing, let's go. Vicky Everett, Emily Goffler, Jeremy Nolan, my man. That's right, smack that 100 mark. What's up, Melvin Rodriguez, Tracy Shepard, Ray Hatcher, Dana Fishbein, Michael Mills. I love the quote for today as well, sir. Melvin Rodriguez, Tim Duff, Laura Berman. What's up, Jeremy George, Nathaniel Banks, AJ Anderson. Oh my God, keep going. Darian Sanders is dancing at the airport. He says, I don't care. I'm dancing at the airport. That's what I'm talking about. Darian's becoming a road warrior. What's up, Scott Holbert, Tabby Negret. Hi, Terry Collins. For those of you that don't know, Terry Collins is doing a live 3 days a week in the Rise and Grind group. Look out for that. She's helping with time blocking. She's helping with how to really use your planner to get the most out of it. What's up, Mike Stevens, CC Eberly, Jesse I Can, Spark Man, Lauren Scott. Holy smoke, Todd Cadle. Everybody's up in here today on hashtag Rise and Grind. I love it, man. You guys are incredible, man. You guys are incredible. Listen, my son Joel is 7 years old right now. Joel is 7 years old, and dude, I gotta tell you, man, this kid, he's an incredibly like sweet boy. Like he's just very, very sweet, very in tune with his emotions. And the boy is also like, he loves his faith. You know, he loves Jesus. He loves reading his Bible. He loves all of that stuff. He's super athletic. Like he's just a super athletic kid all the way around, right? He's an incredible goalie in soccer. He plays incredible defense in football. He loves playing defense in basketball. Like he's just this one of that rare. What's up, Austin Smith? Good to see you, sir. He's one of those rare kids that really loves to play defense, right? He doesn't like care so much about scoring points or being the star of the show. Like he just wants to play defense and help his team win. Like that's all he cares about. And he's just this really gentle kid, very kind kid, but at the same time, he's like tough as nails, right? Like Joel is tough as nails. He'll grab, he'll grab a fish, put it in his hand. He'll go pick up frogs. He grabs spiders around the house. There was a point a while back where he like grabbed on the slide and his hand got stung, but he grabbed a wasp nest basically, and his hand got stung. He got tons of stings on his hand. And I sat down with him afterwards and I said, son, this was when he was like 5 years old. I said, son, great job. Great job protecting your sisters. Now that we know the wasp nest is there, we can remove the wasp nest. And you've protected your sisters, son. Incredible job, right? We planted that seed as him as the protector of the house. And he's done a really, really, really good job at that. And, a while back when he was little, when he was even smaller, I think he was 4 or 5, he had his first broken bone. Poor kid, dude. We put together this trampoline. Anybody got a trampoline? Raise your hand if you got a trampoline. We put together this trampoline, me and the neighbor, Daniel. And as we're putting together the trampoline, it took us like a few days to get this thing together between working and so on and so forth. We get the trampoline together and we set up the safety net. And I told the kids they couldn't get on it until I had it all set, until everything was perfect and it was tested and the net was up and it was safety, because I didn't really want to have a trampoline. I was scared to have a trampoline, but at the same time, I wanted the kids to have a trampoline. And so we get everything done. It's all set. The net's up, safety. The neighbors are over. There's other kids. We got family members, everybody's there ready to launch the trampoline, and my wife gets on and she tests the trampoline and it works and everything's perfect, and she's like, okay, cool, we'll let the kids on. And the kids go on, and my son Joel bounces one time and he screams out in pain. And he's laying on the ground and he's screaming and he's crying and he's screaming and he's crying. And I jump into the trampoline and I'm like, Joel, calm down, bro, calm down. And he's like, my leg. And so I'm like, calm down. I take his leg and I'm like, it's okay, just shake it off, son, shake it off, And so I'm like bending his leg back and forth, bending his leg and saying, hey, come on, be a tough guy, be a tough guy. You ain't got to cry like this, because he's screaming, panicking, bloody murder. I'm like, come on, dude, just shake it off. You can do this. And finally he yells at me. He goes, Daddy, I broke my leg. And when he screamed that, I thought, uh-oh, we might have a problem. And sure enough, we went to the hospital. My son had broken his leg just below the kneecap. He had double bounced on the trampoline, bent his knee the wrong way, and broke it. And within a year and a half, he had had multiple other broken bones. 3, he broke his foot, he broke his arm on a bunk bed, broke his leg on a trampoline, broke his foot on the stairs. And so he had a bunch of broken bones when he was younger. And at the same time as being a tough kid, he's always been a kid that's not like the biggest kid, you know what I'm saying? He's not always the biggest kid, but he's just tough in mind, and he's determined, and he's committed, and he's dedicated. And so we went through a season of some broken bones. We actually went through a season where he had some like tics and stuff. He had some kind of crazy tics that were going on, and we weren't sure what was going on there. But I guess the point with my son is he's never initially like the most gifted kid, right? Like he just doesn't come right out the gate with raw talent. Instead, the kid just is committed. He's always willing to work, and he always ends up standing out. Always. Every time. In soccer, at first, he didn't really know how to play. He committed, boom, goalie, defensive player of the year. Basketball, the first time he put a basketball in his hand, he was out in the driveway when we put the basketball court up. He couldn't even reach the net with the ball. He sat out there for 3 hours in the cold, throwing the ball up until he finally made a basket. When he made that very first basket, he was done. He came inside. My kid doesn't have these natural gifts. He has this ability to focus, this ability to work, and the ability to commit to the goal until he attains it. And so yesterday, my son, he's also very, very, very curious. And so he wanted us to like have a fish fry. Yesterday, he wanted us to have a fish fry. And so he was like, man, how do you clean fish? How do you, once we catch them, how do we kill them? How do we clean them? How do we fry them? Like, just a very curious kid. And he was committed to this idea. And we're like, man, we can't really have a fish fry, but let's just catch and release. And, the family's we're not really fish people, and so on and so forth. We don't really know what we're doing, but he was committed to this idea of having a fish fry. And so yesterday, Grandpa came over, and Poppy came over, and Grandma came over, and Gaga came over, and my Uncle Gary and my Aunt Vicky came over, which I'm going to need some help with her in just a second, so stay tuned. My Aunt Vicky came over, and all the kids were out there, and we set up around the pond, and we started off by fishing, we were fishing, and we just kept pulling bass, right? You guys and we weren't going to eat any bass. Apparently bass you can't eat. I don't know. I'm not really the guy, but we kept pulling out bass, like big old suckers like this guy right here. I, by the way, just to clarify, had the biggest fish. I caught the biggest fish, and I now understand the fish story thing, because this fish was, it had to be at least this big, right? I caught the biggest fish, but we kept pulling out bass. But my son was like, he had the cooler and he had the ice, and he's like, we need some bluegill, and that's what's happening. We're gonna sit out here till we get some bluegill. And so everybody's fishing. We're trying fly fishing. We're trying different lures and all. And then we started plucking out the bluegills, right? That's what my boy's holding here. We started pulling out the bluegills and putting them on ice. And we caught 8 bluegills, right? 8 good-sized bluegills. And so then we went back into the house. This was after we fished for 4 hours. My wife had come out there, my daughter had come out there, everybody did some fishing, and we caught some bluegills, and we put them on ice, and we brought them into the house. And then I was watching, and so you have to understand something. Let me clarify something. The reason, Joel, you don't see any pictures of me holding any of these fish, right? You notice that? You see Joel's holding the fish and Dad's smiling, right? Joel's holding the fish and Dad's smiling, because I don't get my hands dirty, man. I don't get my hands dirty. I don't like to get my hands dirty. I never have been a person. If you look, my hands are very, very, very soft. I've always worked with a pen, with my mind. I'm not a handy person. That's just not me. It's just not my style. It's not my dig. I don't like it. I don't like being slimy or sticky or any of that stuff. Don't like it. My wife, she'll go pick up the kids. They'll be covered in Hershey's chocolate or whatever. She'll go pick them up. She'll hold them. I'm like, nah, hey, back up, dude. Wash your hands. Wash your face. It's just me. I'm just don't like it. I just don't like it. And so here we are. We got all these fish. We bring them back to the house, and we set them down. And Grandpa, our Poppy, is up there, and he doesn't really know how to. He's a catch and release guy, so he's trying to scale the fish. He's trying to cut into the fish, and he's trying to do all these things, and I'm just watching I don't know if I did that. So I'm watching this whole thing, and he's kind of butchering these fish. It's not working out. It doesn't look like we're gonna have any fish. And I'm looking over at my son, and my son's disappointed. He's disappointed because he just wanted to have a fish fry, man. He wanted to see the whole process all the way through. And so I rolled up my sleeves, took off my wedding ring, whipped out my Google Pixel, pulled up YouTube, how to scale these things. I grabbed a fish, I grabbed a knife, and I started taking off all the scales, and I cut up these fish, and my boy had a fish fry. And that's what happened. My boy had a fish fry. And I jumped right in, and I got my hands dirty. And I did it. I did it because, you see, when you care enough for the result, you will most certainly attain it. Just like it says in the planner. And see, Joel was committed. He was committed to this idea that we were going to have a fish fry. He was so committed that he pulled all of us together. He pulled together Grandma, Grandpa, Poppy, Gaga. He pulled together Aunt Vicky and Gary. He pulled together his sisters and brothers. He pulled together his dad and his mom. He was so committed to the idea that the rest of us couldn't help but follow his lead. He was so committed to the idea that when the fish was getting butchered, Dad was like, I'm going to step in. I'm going to step in, and I'm going to scale these things, and I don't care. I don't care that I don't like to get my hands dirty. I don't care that there's blood on my hands. I don't care that it's gross. I don't care that it's disgusting. I don't care that I don't like fish. My boy wants a fish fry. We're having the fish fry. His commitment level moved all of us. I care so deeply for my boy, as you guys know. I care deeply about all my kids. And so we all had some little pieces of fish, and I got to tell you, the bluegill it's actually pretty good once you get the skin off and the scales and stuff. It was actually pretty good. Meredith really liked it. Joel didn't like it at all. But it wasn't about that. It wasn't about him liking it. He wanted to know the process. He wanted to know how it worked. He's such a curious boy. He wanted to know how it worked. And so we were able to show him how it worked, but it was his commitment. And so the lesson I want us all to take from this weekend is not that Dad's the hero that comes in and saves the day. The lesson that you and I can both take from this is that if you care enough for the result, you most certainly will attain it. If you are not currently getting the results in your life that you wish that you were, it may be that your heart is the issue. Our friend Bambi, her daughter, has went through a crazy experience over the last couple weeks. And this weekend she's come to and she's alert, and they've got her off of the oxygen and her heart's beating on its own and everything. She's recovering. This little girl that literally died multiple times over the last couple weeks. And you've all been praying for her, members of the Rise and Grind group. And Bambi's been showing and stressing her commitment and her faith, her commitment to this little girl's recovery and her faith in God. Bambi's been showing that. She's been posting it. And the little girl came back through. But see, her heart was part of the issue. And see, as she fought through, they had to keep her heart in it. Her heart had to be in it. It had to be pumping. It had to be committed. She had to heal herself from the inside out. There was no medicine that could heal her. Her heart had to stay in it long enough for the rest of her body to heal. Her heart had to stay in it long enough for her to get the result that we all prayed for. You see, God spent some time working on Bambi's heart through this process, while the doctors were working on Aubrey's heart to make sure that she could make it through. So I want you to take a look. I want you to take a look at your heart. Look at the activities you're choosing. Is your heart in it? Are you fully committed? Do you care enough to get the result that you require? The result that you dream of, the result that you feel compelled and led to. Because if you don't have it here, if it's not in the heart, nothing else works, man. Nothing else works. You can't move mountains without this. You can't live without this. You can't thrive without this. So grab your planner. If you haven't already today, I want you to put your gratitude, your gratitude and your goals, and just look at that right there at the top. If you care enough for a result, you will most certainly attain it. Fact. Listen, incredible show today. I appreciate all of you. Here we are at the end of the show. We still have 100 viewers watching live, which is incredible. Please continue to let people know about this incredible show. It really means a lot to me, and let people know about the group. Of course, hashtag Rise and Grind means a lot to me as well. And if you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, which we have a whole new fall lineup that's going to be coming out soon, you can go to glennlundy.com. But most importantly, will you do me a massive favor? Will you do me a favor? Will you come back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m.? We're going to do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. Listen, my friend, you are an incredible human being, uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And every decision you make along the way, your heart, how much passion and fire you have to becoming that absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be, it matters. It makes an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your co-workers. It's made a massive impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely stinking love you for it. So get out there and have an incredible day today. I do. If nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely love you. One more time, Mike Overfell. Happy birthday.
See the stars shine brighter. You see the colors that burst into life. strength at the end of the fight. Just hold on, hold on, hold on. You'll see the stars